Hi there, it's Emma from Emma's Cards and Paper Crafts. Today we are going to be making a little box for the Stamp Around the World video hop. So I said in a previous video, I've had this bottle down on my kitchen worktop since the kids won it in their school tombola back in the summer. It's been driving me crazy, so I'm going to make a cute little box for it and gift it away again. No, I'm only joking. I'm going to make a box for it, but it's going to be going back into the school Christmas tombola. It's not going to be a Christmas themed box though, so I'm just going to peel the tag off it. But they do collect bottles for the bottle tombola Christmas, so I just thought I'd make a cute little gift box for it to go in. So that's what we're going to do today. My cardstock I'm using today is crushed curry, and I almost forgot to state the theme for this video hop is insects, which is a random one, and it got me for a few seconds because I don't have very many stamp sets that may contain insects. In fact, I didn't have any. I've still got my goodies supposed to be coming from Germany that I won from the raffle, but they've been a big delay, and the stamp set I was hoping to use is in that box, but Heather has very kindly lent me the exact same stamp set, so we're going to be using a little bee today for our box. You're going to need an A4 sheet of cardstock and a little scrap of cardstock that will make the lid, which is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. I'm just praying I've made these measurements right. And then a biggish scrap of white. So I'm going to put my little bits to one side for a second. Sorry about that, little person wanted some more sweeties when she's had lots this weekend already. So what was I saying? You need a A4 sheet, a little scrap 3 3/4, and a big scrap of white. The colour is crushed curry, because I thought Daffodil Delight's just a little bit too much of a bright yellow for bees. I feel like crushed curry is more of a bee colour. So we're going to cut this down. I need to make sure I'm counting this right. So we're going to cut this so it is 10.5 inches long. So it's only a tiny bit we're cutting off the bottom, off the edge, should I say. So just over an inch, like so. I'm going to keep this bit, I'm going to use it later, so it's not being wasted. And then we are going to turn it around, and we're going to score at 2.5. So our box is going to be 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches on the base. So 2.5 inches there. We're going to turn it this way, and we're going to score at 2.5. Make sure I've got this straight. Otherwise my box will end up wonky. So 2.5. 5. 7.5. And then 10. And then that will give us a 1/2 inch strip on the edge for our seam to close it up. A nice fold there. That's our 4 sides. That'll be our closing seam there. So we'll chop this little bit off here, and this bit will be our closing bit. And then these 4 will make our nice, thick, sturdy bottom. So we're going to pop that bit to one side a second. We're going to take our 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Yep. And we are going to score at, I have my measurements that I've semi figured out over to the side here, 9/16, which seems really random, but I've worked it out and this should be the right size. I say that, I'm praying that it's right. Let me just, so yeah, 9/16 is that. So yeah, we're going to score at 9/16 on every side. So 9/16 is actually just one more little notch than your 1/2 inch. I do apologise, me. I'm full of cold. I'm not sure if it's a mixture of hay fever or flu or what, but yeah, standing out in the cold last night watching the Child Carnival was great fun, but also very, very cold. But the kids absolutely loved it. We're hopefully going to go and see the Bridgewater Carnival in a couple of weeks' time too. So there we go. So that's 9/16 all the way around. Just give those a nice fold all around too. And then our white, we're going to cut a piece that is 5.5 by 2.25, so 2 1/4. Let me just check this. 5. No, that's not quite 5 that way. So we're going to cut it at 2 1/4 here. Like that. Pop that bit to the side, and then 5.5. Sorry, more interruptions. So yeah, we're going to cut this at 2.5 wide, no, 2 1/4 wide by 5.5 long, and that is going to make a panel for the front of our box. That's what we're going to stamp on. This bit we're going to be using for sentiment, so we'll keep that bit separate as well. I think that's all of our cutting for now until we get to sentiment, which I might fussy cut, I might not. Haven't decided that far in advance. Right, scissors. I've also got all of my stamps piled up in front of me. Put those in a nice little pile there. So we're going to notch this one here, and we are going to cut off that small bit there, like that. And we're going to cut up each of these here. Let me make sure these lines, no, I haven't folded these lines yet. Didn't think I have. Just makes the scissors go in them nicer if I folded slightly, and I know I'm not in the wrong place then. So except for this one here, I'm going to slightly notch all of these, just so that when I stack them all to build the bottom, they just sit a little bit more snug, a little bit nicer. So the reason I'm leaving this one here as the one that I'm not going to cut is because this will be the front of our box, and then I want the sides to be perfectly straight on there, because this will be the, I say the outside flap that will show, but it will be the very, very last flap on the base. So we're not going to do anything to the third one, but we're going to go to the fourth one and just take the tiniest slither off the side of it, and then also the tiniest slither off the side of this one. So all the scraps, let's pop those straight in the bin. I'm getting good at this, putting straight in the bin instead of making a pile at the side. And first things first, to make sure our box is perfectly straight when we glue it, I'm going to fold it in half like so, put the glue down here. I'm a wet glue person, so I love Tombow for making boxes and things, but you can use like the red tape, double-sided tape, or just normal double-sided tape, whatever you're most comfortable with using, but I love wet glue. I just find it holds a lot better. So we're just going to hold that down a minute, make sure it's nice and stuck. There we go. And then we're going to take our box, stand it up, one side, that side, that side, and then finally our square one that we've not done anything to. Sorry, interruption number 3. Children shouting downstairs, and it's all you can hear when I've filmed videos in the past. It's all I hear on my camera after I've heard them screaming and shouting down there. So we're going to put glue on our first layer. Oh, come on glue, where are you? There we go. Don't want to do it too close to the edges because otherwise it will seep out. But you also want a good layer on there. So this, remember, is our last flap. So we're going to go round in a circle. So front one next, or should I say the back one. Next side one. And then last one. Good layer on there, but again not too close to the edge because we don't want it to all come out. There we go, like that. And then we're going to make sure it's nice and square just by making sure our flap sits nice and square there. And then handy dandy enough, this bottle is nice and heavy, so it's going to sit in there just like that. Okay, my box seems to have twisted a tiny bit in making. It'll be fine though. So next we can go on to lid. So the bottle, where it's nice and heavy, is going to hold that glue down nicely. Next we're going to go around this. Instead of doing like opposite sides, I find if you go around in like a pinwheel shape, it tends to hold the flaps better when they're glued. But also using a little handy dandy clip helps quite a lot as well to make sure it's glued completely. So just going to put a tiny bit of glue on two of them so far. Lid's not going on the glue properly. There we go, like so. And then, oh, it's just slid a minute. Pop a clip on it. This one. Make sure it's nice and flush against the corner. There we go. Not quite square. Just going to do those two first. Give that a second to dry. Let me put my clips around the other way so that the flat side is on the inside. Because before I do my next two sides, I like to put it on the box itself, just to make sure that my measurements are correct. There we go, like so. And I will glue those two bits in a second. Just give those two a couple of seconds longer with the glue. That's good. Right, let's get some more glue on these two flaps then. And that one there. Now I could have decorated my box before I assembled it, but because the base will take so long to dry the glue, I thought it's better to build it first. It's not going to fit where my clips are on it, is it? Just want to double check the sizes again. Yep, there we go. Fits nicely. So we're going to leave it on there while it dries. So we're going to take our 5.5 by 2.5 strip, and this is the bit we're going to decorate now. So let me get my stamp. So we have got the lovely little bee. So I'm going to stamp a few bees on here, and our little sentiment is going to be bee and happy. So we're going to put be happy on there. I'm just deciding whether to put I'm going to stamp my sentiment on this little scrap actually, and then I might cut it, mount it on the yellow just to give it a bit more dimension, I think is what I'm going to do. So let's stamp our writing first. We're going to stamp, we're going to do all of our stamping in the Tuxedo Black Memento. So let's do the be happy. Right, I am going to do a couple of these just in case my stamping is not perfect or even straight for that matter. So let's put this on. That's not got nearly enough ink on it then. I'm glad I didn't stamp then. There we go. The second stamp I think is better. So then we're going to have the happy. So we're going to have these as separate words. So we're going to mount them separately on the yellow. There we go. So we'll cut those out in a second. So we're going to pop those to one side. This bit here we're going to stamp our bees on, as long as I don't manage to get any black ink all over me. So there we go, we're going to do one down in the bottom left corner. We're going to try and go a few different angles here. So another one here, and then this side we're going to come down and that angle there. There we go, like so. Right, we're going to put inky stamp out the way, other inky stamp out the way, other inky stamp out the way, and then lid back on ink. Good, got that. And next I have my crushed curry Stampin' Right marker. We can use the brush ends, and we're just going to colour in carefully the stripes. Now I find these markers are not quite as true to the colour as what the paper is, because this looks nothing like that colour there. Perhaps I should have gone Daffodil Delight, but I felt that was just a little bit too yellow, whereas this is more of a yellowy brown. But I'm just going to carefully colour in his stripes, or their stripes, like so. I don't do much colouring, so I thought this is the perfect time to be getting my pens out. Right, so we're going to take the lid off, take the clips off the lid. Oh, clip is stuck to the glue. Clips off, box lid ready. Take the bottle out a minute. We're going to right, look at our bottom and find our front edge, which is this one here, because it's the one with a nice smooth edge. And then this panel is going to go on here just like so. And then, oh no, I've just gone and picked up black ink that was on my thing that, oh well, we can try and hide it with our Be Happy. Like so. I am going to put this down a smidge lower than I normally would, just because our box lid is going to be hiding the very, very top, and that bit didn't glue very straight. We'll have to snip that little edge off, or just turn our box lid around so we get a nicer side, like so. So next up we are going to cut these. Let's get my trimmer back. Why did I put it right back here? And bottle out the way. Oh, desk is chaotic today. Do you know what? I'm going to fussy cut these because I haven't stamped them very straight, so I feel the trimmer's not going to stamp them very straight. So I've got fluff stuck to my scissors now. This is not going well today. There's B. And then, I'm not sure, that's not quite straight there, so trim that way a little bit. Trim that way a little bit. And I'm actually going to put my ends on a bit of a slant, so that if my cutting is not that good, which I still think that side there needs a little bit more coming off. There we go. I feel like that's a little bit better. I think I might leave my B square actually. But then we're going to mount these two onto the yellow. So we're going to just take these and we go, and then happy. I'm going to put that one directly below. I'm not going to keep, am I going to put it below? No, I feel like that's too close if it's below because I won't have enough room to cut around it. So it needs to trim down a little, I think. Yeah, my scissors are a little bit too wide for me to see what I'm doing accurately when cutting that way. So just trim those edges back off a little bit more. Just to make them kind of even. There we go. Right, scraps out the way. Now we're going to get some dimensionals on the back of these. I've got some scraps of dimensionals, so we're going to use these up. So I'm just going to chop them about a little bit. Waste not, want not. That bit of fluff that was stuck to my scissors and now stuck to my nail, and it's driving me nuts. There we go, our B there, and our happy just here. And then we're going to have a look to see what sparkles I've got. Oh, these ones are good. I like the yellow. I know they're not the exact yellow, but I like the yellow. And we need some more yellow. Right, I had my pokey tool just a minute ago. Where have I gone and put it? Today is turning out to be rather chaotic. It's literally right next to me, right under my nose. So, I'm going to go for the magic 3. And then, there we go. Perfect. And then, let's put our bottle back inside. And our lid on. And there we go. So that was my entry for the Stamp Around the World video hop. So this is the first Stamp Around the World video hop I've done, which is why I was so keen to get onto it and get some videos done for this one. So I've actually decided, because I'm really in the swing of things at the moment, I'm really enjoying making videos, that I'm going to do my normal 2 weekly videos, or 2 videos per week, so Wednesday and Saturday usually. So one midweek, one weekend, and then any video hops I do will be additional videos each week. So this one goes live on the, I want to say the 15th or 16th, I think. If it falls on a normal video day, whoop whoop, you get 2 videos in one day. If it's not on a normal video day, then it will be an additional one that week, so some weeks you'll get 3 videos from me. Thank you for watching. Do pop down in the description and see all of the other lovely makes with the insect theme that everybody has made. I'm sure there'll be some lovely entries, and I'm excited to see what everybody else has made, because the last few hops I've done, I've seen that it's been a lot of cards rather than 3D projects, which is what was leaning me towards doing a 3D project this time. But it is what it is. Everybody gets different kinds of inspiration sparked at different times. It depends on the topic. And insects was quite a difficult one for me, to be honest, because I don't normally use insects, but I am a bee lady. I do love bees. My husband's a beekeeper. We have our own honey, which is lovely. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around for all of the chaos that's been in today's video and all of my pauses and starts again. hope you've enjoyed watching me make my bee box, and I hope you'll come back and watch another video again. Thank you, bye bye.